Yo, what's up, everybody, including Lottie Dottie? Um, I'm doing some testing this morning, guys. So just bear with me. And once you come on in the screen, come on in the building. Let me know that you're there. Say something in the comment section. Um, I do believe you can hear me. We've been testing this thing out a little bit, and I think audio is good. Every now and then, whenever I go live, I have to what you call it? I have to change a few settings with my bike because my bike will want to do some weird things, and so I'm trying to remember to do all of that and give you a consistent stream. But I got a short ride to make, so I just want to hop on and chit chat with you. We went live this morning from the studio for the Retro Philosophy Show. Pretty interesting show. I haven't rewatched it yet or anything to check it out, but I felt good while we were doing it. We were having a candid conversation about the fact that it ain't over yet. And so often we are led to believe that it's a done deal, but it's not. It's not. So again, welcome to Conversations Underneath the Helmet with Retro. And I was thinking as I was throwing my over the bike, getting ready to pull on out, I was thinking about, you don't have to change to make change. So, in other words, making changes in life is necessary. And I think some people are afraid to make changes because they think that the changes that they make will change them. And in some cases, that is the case. Depending on what I do, it can definitely affect you. But it doesn't necessarily have to change you. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, because I have this saying, and I can't stand when people start talking about how they keeping it real. Right now, I believe in being real and authentic. But if you're keeping it real to let's say to a lifestyle, lifestyles has changed, but life doesn't. So, in other words, I grew up in the hood, not my whole life, but there was but for me to say I'm keeping it real to the hood would be ridiculous because when opportunity presents itself, you have to take advantage of it. Okay, and some people are so dead set on keeping it real to the hood that they miss the opportunities to rise above it and even make way for other folk in the hood to, get out. So keep it real, but don't keep it real stupid, okay? Now, I am who I am, and where I grew up at has played a major role in me being the guy that I am. So I'll never forget that, and I'm going to keep it real, but I'll never keep it real stupid. Sometimes you've got to, John the Baptist said to Jesus, I must decrease so that you can increase. And there comes a time in our lives where we must decrease so that we can experience increase. Yeah, it's not always about you. It's not always about you having your way. So sometimes you just got to keep it real, but not real stupid. So change is something in many situations is inevitable. There are the weather, for instance. Today, I'll tell you in just a second. 53 degrees. Come on, man, really? The other day we were looking at 80-some degrees. And now here we are today looking at 53.6 degrees. But what am I saying? What I'm saying is there are some things in life that are inevitable to change. The season. Yeah. So it might be cold today, but Sunday, I think Sunday, was it Sunday or was it Monday? One of those days was like 80-some degrees. It's an indicator that summer is near, okay? And even though temperature has dropped today back down to a cold 54 now, and that's another topic right there, how you feel it more on the bike than you do in a car. But I don't know if you've ever been riding through an area and you have one temperature, then you just all of a sudden 3, 4, 6 degrees drop just like that, just because of the location. you know. And but anyway, seasons change. It's inevitable. They're going to change. I might have to deal with a colder day today, but hang on in there, you know, because your sunny days are on the way. And I took, matter of fact, speaking of that 80 some degree weather, I said, okay, I can take this off the bike. And of course, that was a little premature. I took all my heated gear off. Um, and I did that before, and I did a live rookie mistake. I made a rookie mistake. But and again, I needed space in the bike, so I just, you know, took it all out. And so, but I did leave my leather pants and the bike and a couple other things, a couple gloves. Not they're not heated gloves, but they're not no little bitty, you know, tiny gloves either. So, but anyway, I was saying things change, and there are something to do with my phone space or something. I've maxed my phone out, and I was wondering if that had anything to do with the reason why my phone was clicking out there. Okay. So anyway, what was I saying? You got to yeah, you can try to resist it, but don't be caught behind the eight ball. You know, sometimes we gotta get with the program, or otherwise we're gonna be left out. Okay. I remember my dad, for instance, and this was years ago. He took me and my little brother. He used to always try to teach us, um, you know, financial principles, financial literacy, if you will. And I never forget, he took us down to Springfield Institution of Savings, SIS, bank, downtown Springfield. So he took us down there. Good Lord, I should pull over and put on my leather pants because this wind is cut through these jeans. And he takes us down there and he opened us up a bank account, both of us. If my memory serves me correctly, he opened it up with like $25 in the account. Back then, you know, you had to, they gave you a little ledger, little booklet, and you would write down your transaction, you know, how much you started the account with, you know, and you would keep a journal, you know, and he tried to explain that to us, how it works, and, you know, teaching us how to balance a bank account, a checkbook, without a checkbook, because we didn't have no checks. Um, but I'll never forget that, man. You know, he took us down there and he got us started, right? And so my father was, you know, he was pretty good with finances. He did pretty good for himself. But I remember when ATMs started popping up everywhere and debit cards were new. You know, that's crazy. I'm that old that I can really remember the genesis of debit cards. Wow. Well, my dad, he didn't want nothing to do with no debit card. You know, he was old school. He'd go to the bank and, you know, go in there, make his withdrawals, make his deposits and stuff. Of course, us being younger, you know, hey, you know, we introduced to this thing called a debit card, and you know, I remember when I went to open up my own account, you know, years later, you know, hey, debit card was like second nature, you know. So here I am, I'm going to ATMs, get money out, put money in or whatever, you know, swiping it at the store. Not my dad, he was old school. But here's the deal. Time came when things changed. And there are so many of us that we make a vow not to use certain technology, not to do this, not to do that, because it's strange, it's foreign, it's different from what we're used to. But when you really look at it, there's nothing you do but either get with it or just lose out, you know? And so sometimes in life, man, you just got to brace yourself and just go with the flow. Not everything, but some things. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see I've got to make a few changes. Of course, these gloves don't help it none. There we go. want to turn that camera around. You've been looking at my ugly mug long enough, and again, this is a test run still. As you can see, I'm shooting from a different format. Normally, when I go live from the bike, I'm shooting from portrait mode, and of course today I'm shooting from landscape mode. And they both have their advantages, if you will. Y'all please forgive me, I'm trying to button this thing here and keep this wind from getting up my sleeve. Normally I ride with a sleeve band, and that's special to me. I'll probably end up doing a whole show on that at some point, my sleeve band and why I ride with a sleeve band now. Probably delete it. It probably won't even make it to the playlist. It'll give me the opportunity to go back and listen to the audio and see how phone mount too. I tried to place it where I could get more well, I don't know if I said more versatility, but certainly a different positioning for sure. And the idea is to get one. I'm just playing around with a couple different ones. So if you know of a great phone mount, I'm not talking about one that can just hold your phone. I've got one that does an excellent job holding my phone. It's got quick release and all that stuff. But the way that it mounts is the issue. It's restricted to just this one position. So the one that I'm using now is a little bit different, but I think I'm gonna probably end up having to custom make one so that it can do exactly what I need it to do. But at any rate, but if you know of a great phone mount, let me know in the comment section what phone mount you use and why you recommend it. Oh, you know what? Turn on these heated grips because it's a little nippy out here today. Yes, indeed. You know, it's funny, just thinking about the phone mount, different people swear by different products and for different reasons, and so it could be a great product, but not the use that you need. And some people, like I said, they swear by certain products and everything, but your usage is where it's at. See, like this one here keeps on. This is actually the RAM mount, and I know a lot of people swear by RAM mount, and to be honest with you, I never was a particular fan of RAM mount phone mounts. A lot of people swear by them, but I don't like the fact that now I was using a Cyro, I think it's Cyro, how you pronounce it, CIRO, I think it's, and it's a great phone. I also use the cup holder for that brand, and the cup holder is pretty straight. The phone mount is awesome because it has maneuverability. You can, I can turn it landscape or portrait mode without having to, mess with the phone. The phone case, it just rotates, and it's still firm and everything where I need to be. It's tight. The RAM mount, you can't do that. If you're going to have it on portrait like I have it right now, or landscape like I have it now, you have to tighten it down like that in order to get it to, oh man, I hope that's not rain. That's rain, guys. The forecast said absolutely nothing about rain. So I was going to take you guys the back way, but at this point I'm just going to hit 40, get to where I got to get to really quick, and before this rain opens up. So I'm going to make a quick detour because that is definitely rain. And I don't have on any rain gear at all, and I don't want to get wet. cold. It's really cold today. And it's like I said, it's okay. See, it's dropping. It's 50 degrees now. It is dropping. The weather is dropping, and so it is what it is. I still have to. I'm on my way to Mossville now, and then I have to go to Southbury for another assignment after that. And it's definitely raining, guys. Yeah, it is definitely raining, and I'm not about to get drenched. Yeah, I'm gonna pull over and put on my leather pants. Because to be honest with you, the last thing I want is to be riding in 50-degree temperatures with wet jeans. Mic check 1, 2, 3. It's your boy Retro with you. And again, I'm just testing it out. I was doing the recording from portrait mode, or at least portrait layout, if you will, whatever. And it is straight, but I just don't like the way it. Not so much quality, but just I like the full screen. I like the full screen. Got some travel opportunities that have presented itself. You guys know I'm doing the Four Corners, Mission 448, and so I have Ohio on the books for later on this month. I also want to do South Carolina sometime this month, and Tennessee, Virginia. I got a lot that I want to do, guys. Got a lot. Can't do everything at once. And whatever you decide to do, chances are it's going to take money. So that means I got to get out and get some gas money. Oh, boy. Definitely got off to a late start. I'm at least an hour and a half behind it. It's more than at least. But as I said the other day, you can't always be in control. So it is what it is. Gonna work with it. I'm just hoping that it warms up a little bit. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you go.